Shake Shack posting a wider than expected quarterly loss. The pandemic forcing the burger chain temporarily close some locations and limit dine-in. But Shake Shack now has some plans to open drive-through next year and make a big push into digital. Joining us now first on CNBC is Shake Shack CEO Randy Garutti. Good morning to you, Randy. Walk us through how you're thinking about the past quarter and also how you're thinking about what the future looks like.
Thanks, Andrew. Good to be with you here and appreciate it. Look, nobody knows where COVID is headed, but, we expect that the last quarter, we hope, was the low point. And we've seen consistent and gradual growth throughout. One of the stories that we shared last night on earnings is about Shake Shack has been built as a community gathering place, born in New York City, right, among the most impacted places in our world right now, continues to be. And that's had probably an outsized impact on our company compared to some of the other traditional fast food, which we've never compared ourselves in that category. So when we look ahead, we say, hey, who do we want to be coming out of this? Who are we going to continue to pivot to and evolve? Our team's done such an extraordinary job. And it's accelerated a lot of the work we had planned. So you'll see some exciting new plans for us to do our first ever drive-through next year, which is not your grandfather's drive-through. This is going to be about harnessing that incredible Shake Shack experience born in a New York park, but adding convenience. We're going to do that in a drive-through. We're going to do that in what we're calling Shack Track at a number of Shacks, probably half our class next year. That will allow us to really capitalize on the digital growth that we've made this year. It's been extraordinary. You're looking at all the tech earnings. If you were a shareholder of only Shake Shack's digital growth, you'd be way up right now. We tripled our digital growth in the last year. And that's been an amazing pivot for us.
Randy, one of the questions, and I hear this from a number of CEOs in your industry, there's going to be a lot of capital costs to expand into these and be able to shift the business, if you will, over the next 12 months. We all hope, by the way, in 12 months from now that people are back in your restaurants. And so the question is how long you think that this is a health question to some degree as well, these trends continue and how long they persist and whether people are going to ultimately, and maybe this is the optimistic take, are going to have to revert back to where you were before. But then there's a question of how much do you want to spend in the interim?
Well, I think I'm in the optimistic category. I'm not a believer in the notion that there's going to be a demise of the great cities of our world, especially in my home in New York. We're going to continue to gather again. No one knows when. Is it 6 months? Is it 12 months? We're not sure. But people are going to come back. People are going to come back and gather again. That's what Shake Shack has always been built on. When we talk about capital, that's why we raised $150 million earlier this year. We've got the strongest balance sheet we've ever had. We're going to invest that capital in creating experiences that greatly add that convenience factor. So no matter what we look like in the future, as we do gather again in the best Shacks we've ever had, and as we look for more convenience in our life through our cars, through any way that we want to get our great food, Shake Shack's going to do that with the premium ingredients we've always done and the team and the hospitality and the way that we've always built it. So I think that's a smart use of capital. We're fortunate. We've always had some of the strongest returns on capital in our industry, and we expect that to continue as we grow in the future.
Randy, I know preparing for the current environment and at-home delivery and drive-thrus, et cetera, most of the investment to pivot to that is on the tech side and the ways you're already talking about. But this might sound like a silly question, but it's a genuine one. Do you have to pivot in terms of the way you prepare the food as well? I think about fries in particular. Some can deliver so badly and some can deliver very well. Do you have to prepare that differently if someone's going to eat in versus take out? And is that quite a big cost?
However, that's a great question. Thank you. And look, we're never going to sacrifice handmade to order Shake Shack shakes, right? We're going to cook your burgers to order as we always have. And we have zero plans to change any of that. So we've got to keep winning on that. That's what Shake Shack has always won on, is the quality of our ingredients. And we're going to continue to do that. But what we can do now, you look at how our team pivoted just in a few weeks this quarter. We've added the first ever curbside pickup to 10 locations, and we expect to have 50 by the end of the quarter. So now you can roll up in your car, tell us when you get there, we're cooking it fresh, and we'll bring it out to you, contactless handoff and pay. And that's the way we've got to pivot while retaining everything about Shake Shack that separates us from the traditional fast food. And that's how we got here. It's how we're going to continue to grow from here. And we're excited about the new formats that'll add to that opportunity. And look, our whole goal is to increase the addressable market that Shake Shack has had. And that's what we're doing with these new formats.